used to have a couple guys that would watch my channel and pick out artifacts. I had a friend, JCIA. I don't know where he is. I hope he's all right. You know, there's always a danger of people in who are like us getting banned and put to work, or banned and put to death. If we, you know, end up on the radar somehow, and they think we're a little clever, you know, you start noticing like trucks in front of your house with people watching you, and then one day you get banned and you go in the van. But yeah, he would, Jay in particular would send me these emails with screenshots from my videos where he would pick out entities, things standing around, birds kind of around me. We have this stuff around us all the time. You know, I don't know if I had a preponderance of it because of the things I was talking about or things I was trying to discuss, but yeah, they were everywhere. Sometimes I find things too. I'll find audibles, like I remember one over the past few months where I said something and I got laughed at from a disembodied voice. A few other things like that I notice sometimes when I'm editing, but I don't give it a super thorough overlook. I don't know what I'm trying to say with all this, but I'm just saying, yeah, that shit's around you at all times. But as I was editing a video from yesterday about if Zoomers have souls, and I don't think they do. Not, you know, some of them do. But I started to think I got to do a little something more substantial than that. There's a lot of Maui stuff going on, but there's a lot of people that seem to have that covered a lot better than I do. I think my best contribution is to just constantly fucking pantsing fucking Josh Green, fucking dork, pussbag dork. Those guys with him too, like if you look at the fucking dudes standing up on those things, look at the faces on these guys. Your outward appearance, right, in many cases can reflect what's going on inside you. The spirit that is being housed in that body can come through, and with the look of your temple, with the outward, because that's all we are. We're just holding, we're like frequency bottles, or antennas really. We're antennas that our frequency is broadcasting to. That's it. But basically it's inside the shell, so it's holding it in there. So when you look at those guys' faces up there, and you think of the wicked shit that must be in those bodies, or those bodies to look that way. Josh Green too. Green looks almost like he used to be a normal looking guy, maybe, but the evil has kind of overtaken him, and he just looks like he's full of gas, like you could pop him, and it would be a poisonous gas that would probably fucking kill everyone in the room. But yeah, those guys up there on that stage, and those guys that are walking around there at Maui right now, like just talking shit, you know, talking bullshit, lying. You can see it. You can look at them and just see the fucking malevolence. Especially this guy here. He's real creepy looking. He's like a Hawaiian lurch, you know, but like ugly at the same time. It's just their outward appearance reflects what they are, or the frequency they're holding, or the frequency that's, you know, being broadcast to the body. If there's anything I can impart on anyone from ever watching my shit, outside of that Duran Duran is fucking awesome, is that you're never gonna die. You don't die. Everything you are, and this is like, you see more and more normie scientists coming up saying this stuff. Well, we're starting to maybe think that the brain does not generate consciousness. You know, these kind of things that metaphysical scientists and esoteric information guys and people in the occult sciences like myself have talked about for centuries. Not me, I've been around for centuries, you understand what I'm saying. they're just coming around to saying this stuff now. And I think a lot of them knew it, you know, but they couldn't say it. Because when you get into this field of science or medicine, you're in a gang. You are in a gang. And you've been jumped in. That's what peer review is. You know, peer review, before you get your certificate or your little piece of paper that allows you to go to get your other little piece of paper, you have to send your stuff to someone who's already in the gang. And what they look at isn't, well, this guy is smart, or he knows what he's talking about, or he, you know, might be able to use his knowledge. They're not looking for knowledge, they're not looking for smarts, they're looking for someone who will toe the line. Someone who will maintain the lies, who will maintain the shit, and maybe is a good talker. You know, they look for weird stuff. It has nothing to do with intelligence, you know. It's more who will be good for the gang. You know, that's just what it is. But the fact that, like, you're seeing more stuff like that, or I'm seeing more stuff like that, where, you know, they're divorcing the idea of the brain generating consciousness. It's like, yeah, well, fucking duh. They knew that, though. I think they knew that. They had to have. The brain just runs the suit. The brain runs the mechanics of the suit. The suit, the antenna, because this is an antenna. Oh, that's another thing I saw recently. A normie scientist article saying that the human body may actually be a receiver or an antenna, and the cells may be receivers for information. It's like, yeah, I don't know about the cells. I think how it works is wherever the information comes into the body, I think it's somewhere where the pineal gland is. Other people say it's the gut. I don't know. Then it passes down information to the cells to tell them what to do. But one-way street. This is how they do things here. So maybe that it can work that way possibly, but the bottom line is it is a antenna. I mean, we're antennas picking up the frequency of us. The major part of us is somewhere else. You exist independently from your body. And I've used this example before, if you were to get crushed by a fucking Indiana Jones rock out of nowhere, I can't say for certain, but I'm pretty sure almost immediately, and you hear NDEs talk like this too, or you'll see your body, or you'll look at the scene, like, what the fuck, someone got crushed, oh wait, that's me. But you're still you. You're just not in the fucking suit anymore. And that's it. And that's how it is. And that's how it's always been. And that's how it's always going to be. Your energy. You can't be destroyed. You've always been around. You're always going to be around. There's no such thing as death. So don't be afraid of it. They want you to be afraid of it so that you get nervous, you get anxiety, you start thinking, how much time do I have left? My legacy, my children. And what that does is that creates more of that energy they like. The more nervous energy, the more loose, the more worry. They love that shit. They eat that shit. That's their favorite shit. So they want to make you be in that state all the time, which is like a fear state. They want you to fear state all the time. You know, hence the way the world is, the way they make the cities, the way they talk to you through the media. It's all about fear, 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 fear. Lower vibrational frequencies, fear, sadness, depression. It's not that I say they like to eat that stuff. They don't. It isn't so much that it's like a better way to digest it for them. It's that if you're too high frequency, they can't digest that. They can't digest you if you're too high frequency. That's why the can't take a joke thing. It goes back to the devil. You know, when you laugh at someone, they get mad. You're like, what's the matter? You can't take a joke? Well, the devil can't take a joke. He hates being laughed at, hates being mocked. It's not that, I mean, he's proud, yes, but the main thing he hates about it is that it's laughter, and he can't transmute that energy. He can't feed off that energy. He can't take a joke, meaning he can't take in a joke. He can't eat that joke. He can't He can't transmute that vibration, that laughter, that high vibration. So they want to keep you low. They got to keep everything's got to be low. Everything's got to be low. Unhappiness, anxiety, fear. And death is just one of those things. They used to do that. You know, they make it into this horrible, scary thing. When, if anything, it's probably, I mean, it's not probably, it is great. Because when you're in the body, right, I'm just going to talk quiet because you're on. When you're in the body, you have an approximation of what you can do as your natural self. Like, as your natural self, if I wanted to look at that tree right there, I'd just be there. I'd just be there. If I wanted to bring the tree to me, I wouldn't have to reach for it. It would just come to me. You don't have arms and legs. You're just your frequency, your energy, your light. Here we have approximations of what we are. So all this kind of half-assed fucking shit we have here is gone. And we're back to being what we regularly are. We're all handicapped here. We're all working at a handicap with all this shit. So yeah, you live forever. There's no death. People say, you know, I used to say too, like, what do you mean forever? And the concept of eternity is just horrifying. It's like, every day, on and on? But here's the deal, right? Time only exists in this area. It only exists in this 3D little place here. There may be other 3D places like this where it exists. This may be just one of a bunch of different kind of tests that are similar, but it only exists here. So once you're outside of here, time has no meaning at all. You don't feel the weight of time. You don't feel the drag of time. You're not like sitting there going, oh, when's it going to be, you know, whatever, because it simply doesn't exist. It's taken completely out of the equation. You know, there is no time. You can't feel it. You don't think about it. You just go about being the fucking ball of light that you are, having all sorts of fun shit, zipping around, doing whatever you want, feeling really good. Imagine like a Percocet binge times 500. Not even like that. You can't even describe it. Like I don't know what it's like. I only have an understanding of what it is. Like that's how a lot of this stuff works. Like, you know, a lot of times I'll say like, you know, I don't know, but I know. Like I don't know exactly what it is, but I know that it is that way. You know. Let me just I don't want to get in the way of these people. Yeah, it's not a bad thing. I'm not saying you should try to, you know, to get to that point or anything. You're definitely here to do some kind of shit, you know. But you should never be afraid to die, because there's no such thing as death. It doesn't exist. You're gonna just keep rolling. You're gonna get rid of this disgusting pus body. You know, well, I mean, it depends. Mine's okay. I've been taking care of mine. I'm feeling pretty good. But you're going to keep going. Just like you always kept going. Just like you kept going before you were here. And the idea of eternity doesn't matter when there is no time. And there isn't any time. Time is only here. Like I said, there may be other places like here. You may be, your consciousness is so vast that you may be running other tests like this one. This particular place got hijacked. That's a whole different story. But you could be doing multiple things with this. And once you're out of this, you'd be like, oh, fuck, why was I so worried about the fucking rent? Do you know what I mean? And the reason they want you worried about the rent is because they can loose that up. They can suck that up. Assholes. I don't like those people. But, yeah, so if I could get anything across, you're never going to die. There is no death. It's nothing to be afraid of. Don't ever be afraid. You can't beat the beast, right? You can't beat him. He's too strong for you to beat. It doesn't mean you're not more powerful than him, though, because you are, okay? If you're looking at the totem of divinity power, on the totem pole you got God, then there's you. Then there's all the other shit, angels and stuff. Like, I'm not trying to diss the angels. They've been cool to me. One of them was. Demons I got no fucking time for. I don't like those faggots. But the thing is, you're more powerful than Satan. It's just the way this place is set up. You're limited in what you can do against him to undo what he's done to this place. He you know, that's, like I said back there, that's a whole other story. I've done videos on it, and I'll be back to it again. I like to cycle these ideas in and out so people can get an idea of what the fuck I'm talking about. But yeah, so you can't beat him, right? But what you can do is you can starve him, and to starve him, don't fall into despair. Don't fear. There's nothing to be afraid of, especially if you have a relationship with God, Jesus, and they got your back. You know, these people can't do anything to you that you don't agree to yourself. Oh my God, look at this. Oh well, this is a problem, right? Like I get these drinks. Now drinks get wet, but they give you paper bags. So eventually, using normie science, what happens inevitably is what happens. Condensation, producing droplets, melts a bag. That would protect you from COVID, though. As far as what, you know, people would say, they'd probably tell you that. But people are fucking dumb. I think we've established that here. That's subtle science. It's just us guys. It's just we happy few. We have to endure the fucking idiots around us. Some of them are cool. You know, you'll find allies as you go. I found certainly plenty. You know, it's not all bad. I do it a lot of times just to be funny. You know, I talk about the robotic nature of most people, but it's still a laugh. I mean, I'm not saying that's not true, because a lot of it is true, but you'll find allies as you go along. You know, like-minded people who understand what's at stake and what's going on, and then just let everybody else sleep. We don't need them. We don't need them. But yeah, we don't need robots. You're never gonna die. Death doesn't exist. Time only happens here. I think we covered everything. Until next time, don't blame the teacher, blame the school.